That is correct. Very sweet indeed. There's birds calling, the rain is falling, but that's okay because we're at Emily Farms, Westham Island, learning about strawberries today. And Kevin, the rain is not necessarily a bad thing when it comes to berries, right?
No, it cools the season off a bit, cools the day off, and lets the berries stretch out for a longer season for us.
So you want that nice mix of sun and the rain as well to get that perfect, well-balanced berry.
Yes.
Now, I came in here today and I was just thinking, okay, there's a field full of strawberries, but then the more I got talking to you, there's actually a whole number of varieties. You have at least 5 different types of strawberry here, right? Can you explain some of the differences between them?
We do. We have some everbearing, which is the Albion variety, which we grow on plastic, and it extends the early part of our season about 10 days. And then that variety goes to sleep, and then we work into Puget Reliance, which are the June-bearing varieties, and they are the earliest of the June-bearing.
Yeah.
And then we move into a Rainier, which is a later June-bearing, which allows us to gain an extra 10 days on the back end of the season.
Very complex, and you know, with the nice weather we've been having in the last month or so, does that mean the season is going to be a bit earlier right now?
Yes, it is. It's brought them ahead a good 10 days. We're usually trying to have berries for Father's Day with the June-bearing varieties.
Yeah.
And but it's good. It's good. An early season usually is it spreads out the ripening of the berries on the bush and allows them to develop better over a longer period of time instead of having a condensed ripening of a large amount of fruit. So it gives the plants a little bit of working room.
Okay, well, thanks very much. We're going to check in with you a little bit later, learn more about the strawberries. Michelle, I'll just pick one of these right off the bush here. And the fundamental difference between these strawberries and some of the other ones you may get in the grocery store is when you bite into this one, pure red all the way through. Look at that. Gorgeous.
Nothing better.
It's almost as sweet as you.
With the karate kick, just.
That's right. Thanks, Michelle. We're at Emily Farms on Westham Island. And coming up, we're going to be learning about proper storage of strawberries and how to freeze them. All that and more. It's Berry Goodness on the BT Live Eye. We're here at Emily Farms, and Katie, you are one of the workers here, and one of the big tips I think that people want to know once they pick their lovely bushel of your wonderful strawberries is proper storage and how to freeze them, because there's a couple of misconceptions about that. First of all, take us through, say I picked all these out there in the fields, what's the proper way to sort of wrap them up and get them ready to take home?
Well, we have our Emily Farms technique of wrapping them up here with newspaper.
This is like patent pending.
Pretty much. So we just kind of wrap them like a present here. And you just kind of fold
And why
it up.
do you use newspaper for that?
Not particularly newspaper, it's just because it lets the berries breathe.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, just kind of any kind of technique that lets the berries breathe.
Okay, so any kind of
like
paper that's sort of you know, like permeable and has like any kind of like grating sort of carrier. Yeah. Okay. So that works. That's great. So I can take those home.
Yeah.
All right. So I bring them home, and I've got the nice little package here, and they can breathe in the newspaper or whatever kind of material. And then there are a couple of misconceptions about proper storing, because sometimes people bring their strawberries home and they just get them in a airtight Ziploc bag, but that's actually not the way to go, right?
No, it is not. We say the best way to do it is to take your berries home, so like you've picked them like this.
Yep.
And then the best thing to do is you're gonna wash them up.
Yep.
And then before you freeze them, you're gonna hull them out, so just take the stems off.
Just like that, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that. And then you're just gonna lay them down individually on a cookie sheet.
Yeah, and you can use parchment or wax paper.
Yeah, that works really well.
So wash them, take off the little the top part, then put it on the cookie sheet with the paper, and then you throw them in the freezer.
Yeah, then you can put them in the freezer, and we say about 2 to 3 hours to let them freeze. And then if you'd like, you can bag them.
Yeah.
And then you can freeze them, and then they're good for months until the next crop of strawberries come around.
So that's the trick. You want to make sure you freeze them for a couple of hours, like with this setup here, and then once you take them out, then you can seal them up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good tips. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
We're at Emily Farms in Westham Island. They have the best strawberries I have ever tasted.
Strawberries on ice, pretty darn tasty.
We're at Emily Farms in Ladner on Westham Island. Coming up for one more segment, guys, in a little bit, we're going to be learning about baking with strawberries. Give us a wave, ladies. Stick around. Good stuff. I've got a new apron on. I'm going to be making a different kind of cake, strawberry coffee cake, coming up. We learned about picking strawberries. We learned about storing and freezing them. Now we're going to be learning about baking with them. Hello, having fun again. Emily Farms here at Westham Island. Well, we talked about picking strawberries, storing them, and freezing them. Now we're going to be baking with them. Carly, we're going to be making a strawberry coffee cake, right?
Yes, we are.
All right, we've got our wet ingredients. What's in this bowl, first of all?
Okay, so in this bowl is eggs, butter, and then a little bit of sugar and vanilla.
Okay, so we've got that all mixed together beautifully, and we're gonna be adding some flour, right?
Yeah, flour, baking soda, baking powder, a bit
Okay,
of salt.
put the whole thing in?
Yeah,
Okay.
put the whole thing in and mix it around.
All right, we'll just get that in our bowl. Mix it all around, and then you've got some other elements. Now, that looks like a little bit of a trade secret there, what you've got in that one.
Yeah, this is sour cream, and we add it in to keep it moist. So
Okay.
I'm gonna just pour a bit in here.
And because it is such a sweet cake, does the sour cream help sort of balance out the flavors a little bit?
Yeah, exactly. It just keeps it from being too sweet.
Okay. And it's fine to use just by hand? You don't need an electric mixer or anything?
No, it's good. You don't have to mix it too
Okay.
well. It's nice
And
to
then
keep it a bit.
the strawberries you were mentioning earlier, you don't want the ones that are too juicy, otherwise they'll just kind of get pulverized and it'll just become like this pulp almost, right?
Yeah, exactly. Try
Okay.
to keep them as dry as possible, and then we're just gonna fold them in.
So if you're here, you don't want to like leave the strawberries, go ahead and pour them in there. You don't want to sort of leave them for a couple of days. You essentially want to be using them pretty quickly after you buy them, right?
Exactly.
If you're baking with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Probably the same day as you buy them would be the best.
All right, so that's nice and thick. We got it all mixed in there. I'll hand that over to you. So
Okay.
the next portion is we're going to be pouring half of that into our baking tin, which has sort of got a little bit of flour mixture on it, kind of greased up so it won't be sticking. And then you've got this nice mixture here, which is brown sugar, regular sugar, and cinnamon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Smells great.
So we're just gonna put about half in and just
Okay.
mix it around a bit, and then you can pour that on top.
Look at that action. So easy, people can do this at home. I'll let you finish that off. And then once it's all done, it's ready to go, what, 325, 350 in the oven?
Yeah, 350 in the oven for about 45 to 50 minutes.
All right, thanks
Yeah,
a lot. Great
thank
recipe.
you.
Come on down, Westham Island. Oh, look at this, a sundae. Thank you so much. They do have Sundays here as well, you guys. So come on down. It's Emily Farms, Westham Island. Oh, yeah. Sweet strawberry bliss.